Hello, hello. Welcome back to the mat. Today's practice has a theme of release and renewal, of letting go and making space and inviting in whatever it is you want to invite in. I'm really still feeling this release and renewal vibe from our fall equinox that was last week. We had a new moon really recently, so just really feeling that energy of planting the seeds for what we want to come. And in order to make space for all of that, what are we ready to leave behind? It's a theme that's kind of stuck with me, and so we're rolling with it. If you have not joined the online tribe, come on in and join us. That link is in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, support the making of more videos like these, please consider joining me on Patreon and becoming a Roaming Yogi member at the membership tier of your choice. That link is also in the description below. All right, my friends. No prompts that you should necessarily need. I'm going to say if you've got a block or two, grab them. If you've got a blanket lying around, grab it. Don't know that you'll necessarily need it, but if you have the prompts available, go ahead and have them nearby in the event that you want them. Go ahead and unroll your mat, and I'm going to meet you right here in a tall seat. All right, my friends, come on into a nice, comfortable seat. I'm sitting up on a block. Up to you if you'd like to sit up on a block or on a pillow, a cushion, prop of your choice. I like to elevate the hips a little bit above the knees. It makes sitting a bit more comfortable. So maybe you want to experiment with that. Maybe you're cool without a prop and you just want to sit on the floor, and that is perfect too. As long as you can sit with a nice long spine. So feel yourself root down through the sitting bones, the crown of the head reaching towards the sky. Feel that nice length through the spine. Invite the eyelids to close. If closing the eyes doesn't feel comfortable, you can gently lower the gaze towards the earth, starting to bring the attention inward a little bit. Taking a moment, check in with the physical body, notice what's present. Check in with the breath, and again, notice what's present. Noticing the quality of your breath, how it moves in and out of the body. And then check in with your energy. Notice the quality of your energy here in this moment. The entire fall season feels like a season of shedding, of letting go. You can see the leaves on the trees, they start to change color, and the trees gently begin to shed those leaves, to release them back to the earth, making space, helping us to prepare for the winter. So in these last few moments of quiet here before we begin moving, I invite you to consider what you might be ready to release, to let go of, to drop. Could be habits that you've fallen into, patterns, energies, anything that you might have picked up that maybe was never yours to begin with and you're carrying it around. Anything that feels like it's not yours, or like perhaps it's not yours anymore. Perhaps there's something that has served you well, but it has served you and you're ready to let it go. And I also invite you to consider what it is that you want to invite in as we prepare for the winter season. So the winter gets darker, it gets cold, the nights get longer. It can be a tougher time. What resources do you need to build up as you prepare for this winter season? Take 2 more breaths right here. And then gently begin to open the eyes. Let's begin in a tabletop position, hands and knees. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Begin to move through some cat-cows. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze and the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, puff up the back, bring the chin in towards the chest. And again, inhaling to arch the spine, shine the heart forward. And exhale, round the spine. Take a few more just like this. Allowing your breath to guide you. And then coming into a neutral spine. Go ahead and extend the right leg long behind you. Keep the ball of the foot on the earth. And then sort of begin to press the right heel back. So you're going to feel a bit of a stretch in the calf, along the back of the ankle. And then bring the weight a bit forward back onto the hands and lift the right foot off the earth. Right leg reaching long and back, the right toes pointing towards the earth. Start to get light on the left hand, coming onto fingertips, and then extend the left arm forward, the thumb pointing up to the sky. Now notice here if the belly starts to sag towards the earth, and gently bring navel up towards the spine, firm up the belly. Reach actively in opposite directions. Take 1 more breath here. And then release. Left foot goes long and back, ball of the foot on the earth, and then press back into the left heel. Feel the stretch in the calf. Make sure you've got the quadricep active, so the kneecap is sort of pulling up towards the hip point, so keep that leg active. Feel for that stretch. And then bring the weight slightly forward back onto the hands as you lift the left leg. Reaching through the left heel, getting light on the right hand, right arm reaching forward, right thumb pointing to the sky, firm up the belly, reach in opposite directions. 1 more breath here. And then release. Now from here, walk the hands forward about 1 hand's length. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees and the hips. Find your downward facing dog. And feel free to pedal out the feet here, bending 1 knee and then the other. Maybe shifting hips side to side, any movement that speaks to you as you come into this downward facing dog, checking in with the calves, the hamstrings. And when you feel satisfied with movement, begin to find stillness in your downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide, pressing firmly through all 5 finger pads. And feel yourself press the earth away all the way from your lats. So these big old muscles that sort of wrap around your back, your wings. Feel the energy coming from that space as you press the earth away. Shoulders gliding gently away from the ears. And then from here, gently begin to walk the feet to the hands. Bringing the feet to hip width distance. Bring a generous bend into the knees. Let the torso and head hang heavy. You can shake out the head, yes and no. You can shift the weight on the feet, forward, back, side to side. If you want to hold opposite elbows, you can. And again, we're taking inventory here. So notice what you're bringing onto the mat. Notice where you're feeling sensation the most. From here, we're going to inhale to lift halfway, crown of the head reaching forward. And then exhale as you fold over legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, stay right here. Bring hands to hips. You can keep a bend in the knees and then come to stand with a flat back. Beautiful. Finding your Tadasana mountain pose. Actually, go ahead and keep the feet hip width distance. We're going to come into a breath of joy. I'm going to turn to face you. You can stay exactly as you are. So we're going to make gentle fists with the hands. Really loose fists, not gripping really tightly. And we're going to inhale to lift the arms. Their arms are going to come forward, out to the sides, and then up. So that's all one inhale. So inhale, inhale, inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to keep a gentle bend in the knees, and the torso is going to come sort of flopping over the legs, and the arms will release. So it'll look and sound like this. Your exhale is going to be out the nose. So you've got... Yeah, it might feel a little silly. Roll with it. And I invite you to bring to mind whatever it is that you are releasing, letting go, drop it to the earth, allow it to fall away here. Yeah, all right, here we go. Gentle fists in the hands. Inhale. Out the mouth. Inhale. Release. Keep going like this. Let's take 2 more like this. 1 more. And then stand up tall. Release the arms, allow the eyelids to close. Take a moment. Allow the breath to be natural and just notice what you feel here in this moment. What have you released? What have you let go of there? And then gently opening the eyes. And coming into Tadasana mountain pose. So bringing the big toes to touch. Slight gap in between the heels. Feel energy rising up through the legs. So feel the ankles and the arches of the feet really awake, as though your feet are suction cups on the earth. Allow that energy to rise up through the legs. Feel the quadriceps activate. Gently reach the pubic bone up towards the navel, so lengthening the spine. And allow the shoulder blades to glide back and down. Nice open chest. As you inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the heart as you fold forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, bring palms to the earth and step the feet back into a plank pose. Nice strong plank here. Navel to spine, shoulders over wrists, gaze towards the front edge of your mat, heels reaching back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the knees to the earth. Bend the elbows and lower the torso all the way to the earth. Tops of the feet go flat. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Open the heart forward, cobra pose. And as you exhale, take the hips up and back. Find downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then release out the mouth. Begin to make your way to the top of the mat. You can step it up slowly. You can hop up if you'd like. You take an inhale to lift halfway. As you exhale, fold over the legs. On your next inhale, hinge at the hips, flat back lifts you all the way up, arms rise. And exhale, hands into heart. Inhale to lift the arms. And exhale, fold over legs. Inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. Strong plank. Press the earth away. So notice if your chest is sagging towards the earth, feel the shoulder blades spread on the back as you really press the earth away. Take one more inhale. And exhale, knees to the earth. And then torso flat to the earth. Tops of the feet go flat, shoulder blades back and down. Open the heart, cobra pose. And exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Let something go out the mouth. And allow your downward facing dogs to be a moment to check in. And if you need a child's pose instead of downward facing dog, please feel free. Allow this to be a moment where you go inward, check in, notice what is truly, authentically you. On your next inhale, look between the hands. As you exhale, you can step, hop, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, fold. As you inhale, rise to stand, lift the arms up high, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms high. And as you exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. Real strong plank, heels reaching back. Take another inhale. Exhale, option to lower the knees, or you can keep them lifted for Chaturanga. Keep the gaze forward. As you inhale, open the heart, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to take it back, downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and release. From here, go ahead and lift the right leg up and back. Keep a square hip so the right toes are pointing towards the earth. You can sort of imagine a block in between the thighs and you're pressing in towards the block. Reach actively through the right heel. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Shift the weight forward like a plank pose and then step the right foot in between the hands. The left knee is going to come down onto the earth. Bring the top of the left foot flat. Inhale to lift the torso, lift the arms, Anjaneyasana. Allow the shoulders to sort of fall away from the ears, making space. Feel yourself, or feel pubic bone reaching up towards the navel, firm up the belly. So you might need to lift up out of the pose a little bit to feel that. Once you feel the lower belly active, keep that active, and from there, maybe find a bit more depth in the leg. You'll feel a big stretch in the left hip flexor. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, twist to the right, opening the arms so the right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring the left palm down next to the right foot. The right arm reaches up towards the sky. Press into the left arm. Press the earth away as the chest spins towards the right leg. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bring right hand to the earth. Inhale as you bring the gaze forward. As you exhale, pull the hips back in space as you straighten the right leg, coming into Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, lengthen. Imagine reaching the heart towards the foot. And maybe as you exhale, you can lower the torso to the earth. If you have blocks handy and you'd like to bring them underneath the hands to elevate the earth towards you, please feel free to do so. Keep that right leg nice and active so the kneecap pulls up towards the hip point. Will help to release in the right hamstring. And then rebend the right knee. From here, you're going to bring both hands to the left side of your mat. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. Bring the left heel down and turn the right toes to the upper left corner of your mat. Come onto the left heel. So you're coming into Skandasana. You can keep hands on the earth here for balance. If you feel steady, maybe palms come to heart center. Feeling the stretch along the inner left thigh. Now from here, bring hands onto the earth and you're going to walk them forward slightly. And as you do, you're going to sort of reach the hips back towards the earth. So you're going to feel a bigger stretch in the inner left thigh, sort of lowering the head towards the earth. And then lift the chest back up. Start to bring weight onto the left foot. Turn the toes so that they are parallel facing the left side of your mat. Take an inhale here, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, fold over the legs, wide-legged forward fold. Keep the legs nice and active. Notice if all your weight is sitting back in the heels and see if you can bring some of that weight towards the fronts of the feet, so towards the balls of the feet. And bring hands under shoulders. Inhale to lengthen. You're going to walk the hands over towards the left foot, so towards the back of your mat. Turn the left toes to the back of your mat, coming onto the ball of the right foot. Finding your lunge facing the back of your mat. Bring the right knee onto the earth. Untuck the back toes. When you feel steady, lift the torso, lift the arms, finding your Anjaneyasana. And again, press into the left foot, sort of lift up out of the bend in the left knee. Firm up the lower belly, pubic bone reaching up towards the navel. Keep that nice and active. And from here, maybe find a bit more depth in this lunge shape. So you'll feel a bit more in that right hip flexor. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Right arm reaches forward. Left arm reaches back. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, the right palm comes onto the earth. The left arm reaches towards the sky. Keep spinning the chest towards the left leg. Press the earth away with the right arm. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, left arm to the earth or left hand to the earth. Inhale here, open the heart forward. As you exhale, hips go back, straighten the left leg a little or a lot. Take an inhale to lengthen the spine. Imagine the heart reaching towards the foot. And as you exhale, maybe the torso comes down a little bit more over the leg. Again, a beautiful place for blocks under hands if you'd like blocks. Rebend the left knee. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Bring both hands over to the right side, so to the right of your foot. Start to turn the left toes towards the corner of your mat and come onto the heel of the right foot for Skandasana on the other side. Again, hands can be on the earth. If you're lifted up on the toes, if your heel doesn't come to the earth, that's totally okay. If you would like to bring a blanket underneath the heel so that you can sort of sit back and feel supported there, feel free to do that. Again, hands to the earth, maybe hands at heart center. Wherever you are, see if you can imagine lifting heart to the sky and tailbone towards the earth. So nice, long spine reaching towards the sky. And then bring hands to the earth. Walk them forward slightly as you reach the hips back and down towards the earth. You'll feel a much bigger stretch. Keep the right quadricep active. Lowering the head towards the earth. And then lifting the torso, bringing the weight onto both feet, coming back into your wide-legged forward fold. So parallel the feet so that they are both facing the side of your mat. Inhale here to lengthen long. This time bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then fold the torso towards the earth. Really reach the shoulder blades back towards each other. So you can imagine like a pencil right in between the shoulder blades. You're trying to hold that pencil really tight. Don't let it fall. Keep the legs nice and active. And then releasing hands to the earth. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And then turn right toes towards the front of your mat and walk the hands over towards the front of your mat. Come on to the ball of the back foot. Plant both palms. Take right foot back and you can take a vinyasa here. Or you can head straight to downward facing dog if that vinyasa does not speak to you. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. As you inhale, look in between the hands. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale to fold. As you inhale, rise to stand. Flat back lifts you up. Arms rise. And exhale, hands into heart. We'll come into a tree pose from here. So we'll start with the left foot on the earth. The right foot will lift. So we can come into it nice and slow. So begin by lifting the right heel off the earth. Feel yourself root down through the left foot. You can even imagine roots growing from the bottom of your foot, really anchoring you to the earth. Begin to externally rotate the right leg. So find that external rotation, and you can bring the sole of the right foot right next to the left ankle. You can even keep the right toes on the earth. Feel free to stay right here if this is where you'd like to stay. If this feels really steady, you'd like to lift the foot a little more, you can lift the foot to the inside of the left calf. And if that feels super steady, you can lift the leg, use the right hand to bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Pressing right foot into the thigh and left thigh into the foot. So really pressing towards the midline. Hands come to touch at heart center. Root down through the foot. Find your drishti point, your one spot to gaze at. If this feels super steady, maybe you grow your branches high towards the sky and envision all the things that you are releasing falling away like leaves. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, bring the palms back to the heart and gently begin to lower the right foot to the earth. And you can shake out the legs a little bit. We'll switch sides. So start to pour all the weight down into the right leg, the right foot, lifting the left heel off the earth and then finding that external rotation in the left leg. Left toes can stay on the earth if you'd like to stay here. So you know where we're going. Find what feels comfortable for you. Maybe the ankle, maybe the calf, maybe lifting up to the thigh. Decide what works for you. Make sure that the hips aren't going kind of wonky and uneven here. See if you can keep the headlights pointing straight forward. If that means that your left leg is sort of at an angle and not all the way out to the side, that is 100% okay. Palms at heart center, root down through the right foot, thigh and left foot pressing towards the midline. Maybe grow your branches. And imagine all of your fall leaves falling away, taking with them all the stuff you don't need anymore. Taking one more inhale. And then bringing palms to heart center and releasing left foot to the earth and shake it out. Beautiful. From here, we'll take a vinyasa to get us back down onto the mat. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, plant the palms, step it back. You can bring knees to the earth or keep them lifted for chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. From here, go ahead and bring the knees onto the earth. Bring the feet over to one side and then bring your seat back onto the earth. Bringing the legs around in front of you. And we're going to come into a supported bridge pose. If you're craving a more active back bend, feel free to come on into bridge pose if it's in your practice. If wheel is in your practice and you feel warm enough and ready for it, please feel free. I'm going to guide us in a supported bridge. So you're going to want a block or a sturdy book. You could also use a cushion, a pillow. It's really just something to place underneath your sacrum to support you. So coming to lie all the way flat on your back. Soles of the feet will be flat on the earth. The knees pointing towards the sky. So we're setting up just like we do for bridge pose. You're going to press down into the feet and lift the hips just enough to slide a block underneath you. And you can choose the height that feels best for you. So my block is on medium height right now. If lowest height feels best on your body or highest height does, feel free, whatever is feeling best on your body today. You can allow yourself to sort of surrender into this pose, into the prop beneath you. And then from here, we'll come into a Viparita Karani, which is legs up the wall. If you do have a wall available that you can kind of scoot your bum up to and then throw the legs up the wall, feel free to do that. Otherwise, I will invite you to bring your block to its lowest height if it's not already. So if it's higher than the lowest height, you can lift the hips just enough to adjust your block to its lowest height so that it's really supporting you underneath the sacrum. And then from here, you'll lift the feet, bringing the knees towards the chest, and then extend the feet up to the sky. And you can kind of take some rolls with the ankles here. So move the feet around in one direction and then the other. And you can maybe shake the legs out a little bit. Shake out anything that's remaining that you want to let go of. You can shake it loose here. And then find some stillness, the legs extended towards the sky. And then gently begin to bend the knees, bringing the knees towards the chest and then the feet down to the earth. Press down into the feet, lift the hips just enough to slide the block out from under you and then come to lie all the way flat on your back. Go ahead and bring the knees into the chest, giving them a loving squeeze. And then drop both knees over towards the left. You can maybe scooch the hips to the right a little bit. Gives you a little more space, keeping the right shoulder on the earth. You can bring the gaze over towards the right side, coming into a nice, easy supine twist. And then gently lifting the legs back up to center, coming to the other side. So maybe scooching the hips, dropping the knees to the right, keeping left shoulder on the earth, bringing gaze over towards the left side. And then lifting knees back up to center and giving them one last loving squeeze here. And if there are any final movements that your body's craving before we find stillness in Shavasana, feel free to take that. Otherwise, if you're ready for Shavasana, you can join me. If you do have a blanket or pillow handy or a bolster, you can bring it underneath your knees. You can kind of roll it into like a Tootsie Roll shape, and then bring it underneath your knees. If you don't have such a prop available, that is totally okay. You don't need one. It can be nice to bring something underneath the knees. So finding your final resting position, arms by the sides of the body, allowing the palms to turn up towards the sky. We'll take 3 big breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let something go with each one. Inhale, deeply fill up the belly. Let it go. Fill up. What are you inviting in? Release what you don't need. One more, the biggest breath you've taken today. Inhale. And let it go. Allow your breath to come to its natural rhythm, moving of its own volition in and out of your body. Feel yourself fully supported by the earth beneath you. And allowing your intentions of whatever you're letting go and inviting in to really settle. You can imagine them being planted like a seed into the earth. And after all that work, this is your moment of surrender. So whatever you're releasing, whatever you want to invite in, allow this to be a moment of surrender to the universe. You've done your part. And allow the universe to come on in and do its part. And if you have more time for Shavasana, please do stay. Otherwise, start to bring gentle movement into fingers, toes, into wrists and ankles. Extend the arms long overhead and take a nice long stretch. And bring the soles of your feet flat onto your mat and turn onto the side of your choice. And using the top hand to help press you up, make your way into a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Again, feeling yourself root down through sitting bones, crown of the head reaching skyward. Taking a moment to close down the eyes. A moment to survey your energy here at the end of practice. And bring the palms to touch at heart center. And bow the head gently towards the hands. A gesture of gratitude. And gratitude for this practice. And gratitude for yourself for showing up today. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you in this practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me here on the mat. I hope you were able to shake something loose, let something go. Again, if you haven't joined us in the online tribe, that link is in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel, please come join me on Patreon. That link is also in the description. I will meet you right back here on the mat next time.